Hello, good morning, good afternoon, or indeed good evening, depending on your time zone and depending on when you are watching this. It is Wednesday, the 2nd of September, 2020. Already halfway through most people's working week. I'm James Innes, and this is my YouTube show, The Jobs Guru. I'm delighted to see you here for today's episode. I extend a very warm welcome to all those who have subscribed since the last episode. And if you haven't yet subscribed, then please do think about subscribing so you don't miss out on the next episode. In today's show, I'm going to be covering a question from one of my viewers. And next, in the interview question series, I'll be asking, what are your current boss's weaknesses? Now, that ain't a tricky one. I don't know what is. If you have any questions or comments as you watch, then do please let me have them in the comment section below. And if you like what you see, then do please hit that YouTube thumbs up. So, onto that question from one of my viewers. Today's question is from regular viewer Lucasz Kludczynski. He says, Dear James, we started job consultations after 4 months of furlough. Last week, we were told that some people will be put on furlough for another month. Then, to reduce staff numbers, they're going to use a points scale based on sickness, absence, skills, and experience. I'm worrying that these might not be the best categories to choose who stays and who goes. What's your opinion, and where can I find some letter examples to send to my employer before the consultation period? Right. Put that piece of paper down, pin it down before the wind blows it away. Okay then, Lucas, great. An excellent and pretty timely question. I'm getting more and more questions like this, basically. If an employer cannot determine who stays and who goes based on skills and experience, then honestly, I'm not entirely sure what other categories they can look at. Attendance, slightly trickier, especially if health related. But in general, if you've been a strong performer in the past and there are no non-health related concerns about your attendance, you really should have nothing to worry about. Yeah? Writing to your employer before the second consultation period, yes, that's a good idea. But you really don't want to just, find a random example online. Your letter needs to be personal. Only you can tell exactly how you have added value to the company in the past. You can even share your ideas on how you can help the company move forward. Even better, you can tell me all these things. One of my careers experts can put that together into a kick-ass letter for you. Anyway, I'm always open to interesting new questions like this one from Lucas. So if you have any workplace jobs, careers, or employment-related questions for me, then do please type them into that comment section below, and I may well feature them in a future episode of this show. And if I do, then one of my limited edition collector's item Jobs Guru coffee mugs will be yours. That paper is going to blow away now. I know you want one. You know you want one. And now Lucas, well, he has one. So, as well as heading up James Innes Group, I'm also the UK's best-selling careers author, and amongst my titles is the Interview Question and Answer book. It is, of course, available in all good bookshops. Or if you'd like a signed copy from yours truly, then there's a link, I think, in the description of this video. Each Wednesday, at the moment, I'm taking questions from that book and looking at how to answer them. At the moment, I'm taking those questions from the chapter entitled The Top 25 Tough Questions Taking the Heat. So, today's question. What are your current boss's weaknesses? Similar questions include, what's the main criticism you would make of your current boss? But back to the question at hand, what are your current boss's weaknesses? Now, that's a very thorny question. And the interviewer, they know it to be a very thorny question. It's very unlikely that they care very much about what your boss's actual weaknesses are. They might be interested in seeing how you define weakness, yes, but what they're really interested in, and like with many of these tough questions, is they're primarily interested in how you react to the question. So how do you react? How do you answer? Well, it would be a mistake to say that your boss has no weaknesses. It'll ring hollow. However, it would also be a mistake to level too much criticism at your boss, because you're not going to come across as being a very loyal employee, because it has no relevance to your ability to do the job for which you're applying, and because it's quite simply unprofessional. What you want to do is deflect this question, and the secret is to tackle the question along much the same lines as you would respond to the question, what are your weaknesses? So talk about a weakness that's not necessarily a weakness at all, but make it sound convincing. I think having problems with their boss is consistently the number one reason people give for moving or not liking their boss or thinking differently, whatever it is. Issues with their boss is the number one reason people give for moving on from one job to another. So, be very careful when you're answering this. Now, as usual, I have plucked a little example from my book for you. I'd naturally be wary of criticising my boss because I don't think it's very professional. However, everyone has their weaknesses, of course. My boss wouldn't be in the role they're in if their strengths didn't significantly outweigh their weaknesses. If I had to cite a weakness, I'd say it's that they tend to bite off more than they can chew. I don't know if it's necessarily a weakness to be overly ambitious, but as a result, they do often seem excessively busy and overworked, and inevitably certain items slip through the net. Sounds like me. However, the net result is probably that they get a lot more accomplished than the average person. So, there we go. Now, I'm currently updating this book. the interview question and answer book, which I'll now use to pin down this piece of paper before the wind blows that one away. Bit breezy today. I'm working on the 3rd edition, brand new edition. So if you've got any interview questions which you think I should be considering for inclusion, please do let me know in that comment section below. And if I use your question, then obviously there'll be a complimentary signed copy of that new edition for you. And I may even throw in a free interview coaching session with me if you like, the man who literally wrote the book on interviews. Or of course, you can just pop along and book a session at jamesinnes.group. So now, we're not far from the end of today's show. I'll be back tomorrow, Thursday, for the final show of the week. Remember, this show is Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday each, and pretty much every week. Yes, even when I'm recovering from a hangover after my birthday yesterday. Just 2 more things. First, I'm squeezing some routine but important requests. Do please check me out on social media and connect, follow, or otherwise stalk me, but please don't troll me. Trolls will be strung up with piano wire. If you have any questions or comments about this episode, about the show in general, about life, the universe, Alka-Seltzer, whatever, then do please let me have them below. If you like this episode, then do please hit it with the YouTube thumbs up. And if you've kindly given me a thumbs up, then do think about both subscribing to my channel and ringing that bell. Got one here. Here's one I made earlier. So you don't miss out on the next episode. And if you've already done all of that, then thank you. Finally, what is happening in the next episode? Well, in Thursday's show, as usual, I will be looking at the week's workplace news. I do hope you'll tune in. Thank you for watching today. Keep safe and be well, my friends. Goodbye.